Hi, my name's Chip Ingram. I'm the teaching pastor and the founder of Living on the Edge. And our verse for today is Galatians 6:2. It says, "Bear one another's burdens and thus fulfill the law of Christ." Yeah, that word bear is very interesting. It means a very heavy load. It means a load that's something that a person on their own can't handle. Because he uses a different word for bear in verse 5 of this same passage, where he talks about each one of us have our load, kind of our backpack. We need to handle our own stuff. But the context is so important. In verse 1 of chapter 6, he says, "Brethren, if any man is caught in any trespass," literally caught red-handed, "you who are spiritual, restore such a one in a spirit of gentleness, each one looking to himself, lest you too be tempted." It's this picture of us bearing each other up during difficult or painful times, especially when in a moment of weakness, there's a temptation, and maybe it's a moral failure. Maybe it's COVID has just wiped you out and you've gotten so depressed, or you've lost your business, or you've lashed out in anger and you're overwhelmed with guilt or shame. It's in times like this that the enemy comes in, and this is, we bear one another's burdens. My wife recently was in a conversation and it was unintentional, but sort of got caught in the middle of some conversation that deeply, deeply wounded her. And I could tell she was really hurting, and got up the next morning and, the fix-it husband, what's wrong? Here's what you ought to do. And, after 40 years of marriage, I've learned I ask a lot of questions, and I drank coffee, and I sit and listened for about an hour and 20 minutes and just reflected with her. She knew all the right answers. She was still struggling the next day, and it was really interesting. Some brand new friends just called, said, "Hey, how are you doing?" And they could tell she wasn't doing so well. She shared just a little, and they brought over some food. Here's what I know. We're living in a world right now where the law of Christ is that we love one another. Here's the deal. Who do you know right now that's carrying something heavy, and you need to step in and love them to help them carry it? And here's the flip side. No one can do it on their own. The very next verse, verse 3 says, "Don't act like you don't need other people. In humility, if you're hurting, you need to share that with someone." Let's do that today and keep pressing ahead.